So Gary Harris is a good guy. Or at least, I assume he's a good dude. I've never actually met him. But I hope he is because, well, he's going to the bench. KJ McDaniels, as I've said before, I believe is our best option at the starting shooting guard spot. For reasons I've mentioned. Okay, the athleticism, the defense, as well as the fact that his jumper has been good enough. It took some time to develop, but it's now to a point where I'm like, yeah, this guy could probably start for us. And interestingly enough, I think a backcourt of Emmanuel Mudiay and KJ McDaniels could potentially be the most athletic one in the league. And in practice, I already saw KJ making an impact in those areas, and I also tried to get him some cut plays going to the basket. It went okay. 2K's playbook is never, well, it's kind of trash. That's the best way to put it. Someone tweet at Ronnie2K and tell him we should be able to just make our own plays in this game. But before we see the debut of KJ at the starting two, let's go to this recent game against the Chicago Bulls into the fourth quarter. And let me tell you, we don't exactly have a lot of momentum riding into KJ's debut because Chicago kind of smacked us in the mouth, to be honest. I mean, you see how easily guys are getting open here. Now, we at least made it interesting because Thon Maker is deceptively our best pick and roll player, even though I never run pick and rolls with the guy, even though his efficiency in that area is pretty damn solid. And then Mudiay, because this is my go-to spot when I need a Mudiay isolation, he actually got it to a 3-point game against Chicago. But then, as you can probably tell by the way I'm foreshadowing this, Derrick Rose and his face mask managed to pull this game out against us. Now, of course, they had to do it in some CPU, slippery, trickery kind of ways, because you know the CPU ain't just going to have a normal play, alright? Got it off to Marcus Morris. I assume it's Marcus Morris. That play actually wasn't that weird. I don't know why I made that joke. But regardless, we lost to Chicago. And that was the game, the fourth quarter really, before I decided, let's have KJ in the starting lineup and let's see if it'll make a real difference for us. And who does KJ get to go up against? He gets to go up against James Harden. Alright, KJ, you're supposed to be a defensive player. Let's see what you got. And you're going to see that I waste no time at all seeing if I can get something for KJ going to the basket. And this is probably the worst decision I ever made. Probably the second worst decision I ever made in my life. Why did I pass that ball? Why did I ever think that a cut play in 2K would work, okay? The fact that I found one in the Celtics series is an accomplishment, and then KJ gets scored on by James Harden. That's fine, okay? Don't worry about it. I don't know why Clint Capella is trying to live his dream of being a point guard right now, and oh, look at this, KJ just got his second foul. Well, this went well. This went really well. Gary Harris getting the game. No hard feelings, Gary, alright? Just, it's not personal. It's just business, nothing more. The fact that Brandon Jennings is a member of a backcourt with James Harden is pretty funny, let's be honest. Justin Anderson, who very quietly has become probably our most consistent shooter, even more so than Gallinari, and then Mudiay just decides, you know what, I'm just going to hit a backflip, front flip layup, get a 3-point play on him. And then Kelly Oubre, which I don't know why the Wizards would get rid of him so quickly, but it's 2K and we can never question their trade logic. He's on the Rockets. Something happened. I don't remember what the hell just happened. And then someone leaves Thad Young wide open. Shout out to Kenneth Faried. Remember Kenneth Faried? What would I have done if he had the ball right there? I probably would have I wouldn't even have passed it to him because it would have been pointless. And then Gary Harris. He might be kind of angry. I don't know. Maybe he was motivated by the fact that I just kind of took him out of the starting lineup even when he hasn't been playing that bad. I just thought KJ would be better. Well, KJ, you know, like we just saw, 2 fouls, he's on the bench, Gary Harris is balling out. So this is officially pretty damn awkward, but it's okay, because if you point out that it's weird, it's okay. Actually, no, Gary Harris is making me really question what I just did, because now he's hitting more shots. That's a nice play that I found, by the way, that double screen for a shooter. Gallinari's open, Houston not playing any defense, no real surprises there. I mean, have we seen a team be as talented as the Rockets and then be as much of a disappointment? Hasn't probably happened in a minute, let's be honest here. And they're trying to stay in the game. No Dwight Howard, so I don't know who the hell that was. If it's not Clint Capella, I have no idea who their center is. And I also have no idea how you could just forget Gallinari. You know how many open threes Gallinari gets from literally just walking up the floor? It's a good thing because, I mean, I'd imagine Gallinari's not the most in-shape NBA player in the world, so I mean, the fact he doesn't have to do too much, that's awesome. Let me stop ragging on my own players and congratulate him because we have an 8-point lead in the third quarter. And KJ, come on, man, you got to do something for me now. There you go. All right. That's the shooting that I need from you. That's the reason you're in the starting lineup. But we do need to play defense on James Harden, which can usually be pretty difficult. Then again, if Harden wants to pass the ball when he's only defended by one guy, I'm cool with that. I'm pretty content with that, actually. And did Moutier end up with a center on him? Yeah. Instead of just calling an isolation, which works like 5% of the time for me, I might as well just do the Marcus Smart set because this works almost all the damn time for me. I mentioned earlier that Dwight Howard's not in the game, so rest in peace Houston's ability to defend inside. And the Rockets are already reeling a little bit here. What looks like Patty Mills is playing some grade A defense on Moutier, to be honest. I actually need to use a pick and pop just to get away from him. But then, well, you gotta defend him going to the basket too, bro. There's on-ball defense, and then there's also off-ball defense, and you only picked one of them, so you're going to pay for that. The Rockets apparently forgot how to pass the ball in this game. And then KJ, we finally got a little taste of what he can do running up the floor, lobbing it up to the Golden Afro. No bother show in the fourth quarter. We won this one. But KJ's debut as the starting two-guard, it really didn't do much, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he ended up on James Harden, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe we should just leave Gary Harris there. Maybe KJ is meant to be like our Andre Iguodala off the bench. I don't know.